Hello and welcome back to Lipstick, Lies, and Liberation. You're here with Amber and Sam. We're two sisters talking about all things women and liberating us from the lies that we've been told throughout a woman's life. And if this is your first time listening to us, let us know in the comments. Welcome. If you are a regular listener, let us know. We would love to say hi to you. And today's topic, we are diving into how do you heal from the relationship that crushed you? How do you move on from the relationship that crushed you? And specifically, kind of getting into trauma, like healing the trauma of that. And we're even going to do a practice later on, guiding you through. It's going to be very easy, gentle, soft, relaxed, like no big deal. We're not diving into anything crazy. It would be safe and welcoming for everyone to participate, but that's going to be at the end, so make sure you stick around till then. We start off with this segment called our lipstick and our lie and our liberation of the week. So, Amber, do you want to start off with your lipstick?
Yeah, so hey everybody, my lipstick is super easy this week. I went to Sephora and did like an overhaul on my makeup,
Ooh.
replaced stuff that needed to replace like the bronzer that's all chipped together and everything. It's like falling apart every time I open the compact and tried out some like other new things and stuff. So that was my lipstick this week because sometimes it's nice to just like freshen that up.
Yeah. I saw a hack for that. If you like pour some rubbing alcohol
Hmm.
into or like isopropyl alcohol into the compact and then you mix it all together and then you let it dry, it's like it's fixed.
Wow. All right, I'll try
Yeah.
that next time that happens.
Yeah, so if it was an expensive one, it can be saved.
It is.
Yeah, my lipstick of the week is I'm just really obsessed with like I've always kind of hated stripes. Um and
I have them on
I
as
know.
we speak.
I know, but I love them. So now I love stripes. I love gingham. I love plaid. I'm like all things. Like look at this pillow. Like I'm obsessed. I can't get enough of the stripes and like my dress is like
So cute. I love that.
thank you. Free people, but yeah, I can't get enough. I'm like a stripe fiend right now. And I'm even thinking like, okay, we might move. Like what striped cool furniture could I get? Or like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's a sickness and I have it. Uh so
Ah, well, the
that's
plaids make me think of fall, and we're getting close. So,
Today's pumpkin day. The day that we're recording this is pumpkin day at Starbucks. So uh,
oh, I didn't know that. Well, I'm not ready yet. I have like one more weekend before Labor Day,
oh my
and this weekend I'm going down the shore, to Mark,
mm,
New Jersey, and stuff. And like, I'm so excited. So, like, I'm holding on to summer still.
yeah, get it, girl. Okay, what's
So
your
I'll be ready for all your
lie?
pumpkin. Um,
Yeah, I'll have the pumpkin for you.
all the pumpkin stuff.
Mhm.
So my lie is also gonna like tie into my liberation later, but
Mhm.
my lie is I had somebody who was like close in my life who started to tell me that they thought I hated men. Just like period. Blank statement that I hated men. And it was never a thought I had before. And then after a while, like this person said it so many times. And like the things that we talk about on here, like I started thinking, like, yeah, maybe I do hate men. Like
Mhm.
I probably do. Like, why wouldn't I hate men? Like all these things are like I have all these reasons to. And
Yeah.
recently I realized, like just like this past year and these last few months and like meeting different men and like getting to know people like that I don't hate all men.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was like a lie that's like sold to me. And I feel like sometimes you feel like in order to be a feminist or to like to stick up for women, like you kind of have to have that mentality, but you
Mhm.
really don't. So my lie is I
Yeah.
have realized I don't actually hate men.
Yeah. Mentality. Um,
Mentality.
no, I think it's not that women hate men, it's that women hate the things that men do that are horrible.
Okay, so that was my liberation that
Okay.
I realized I don't hate men. I hate the things that men have done to me.
Yes.
I had like a mean stepdad. And then I had a best guy friend that I really trusted who did something awful to me in college. And then I got into my marriage. And then towards the end, he started to be mean. And then my last relationship, that person did a lot of cruel and mean things as well. So, like, I did start to realize, like, my liberation was like, I don't hate men, I
Yeah.
hate what men have done to me.
Yeah.
And that's different because I heard a saying that said, like, women hate men for what they do to them,
Mhm.
and men hate women for what they won't do for them.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, that makes so much sense.
Yeah.
But so it's
Yeah.
kind of like lie and liberated all at the same time.
Beautiful. Yeah, well, it's not like, and it's patriarchy brainwashing men to be a certain way. So it's like the
Mhm.
system and structure and the way that they're raised and the things that they're inherently taught. Because even the best ones still have this like subconscious kind of like authority or like I'm the what I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And like, I didn't talk to Ben about this, so he would be really upset to hear about it. But like we looked at some houses and we're thinking of buying them, and I talked to our dad about like this one garage thing on the property that like could we tear it down? How easy do you think it would be? Blah blah blah, like asking him because he knows a lot about like construction and carpentry and like he's done his own renovations on things. And he like was saying stuff and to me, and then Ben was like, well, yeah, we are being level-headed and we are thinking of all these angles. And he kind of chimed in as like the male authority. Like he didn't
Mhm.
intend it that way, but it felt that way that like my
Yeah.
I'm speaking about something I'm excited about, so I'm being perceived as like not being cautious or smart or rational. And
Hmm.
then Ben is being perceived as the rational male figure who has it all under control. And
Yeah. It just happens sometimes. It just comes through.
yeah, it's just the way that they're programmed. Like
Yeah.
he never intended to be that way. Like, and I know that he isn't that way, so I didn't, it wasn't a discussion. But like as a woman, you're just kind of sitting there, you're like, this is so fucking annoying. Like he needs to hear it from him and not me. Like why
Yeah.
yeah. It's just really frustrating sometimes. So it's like it's the
Yeah.
behavior. It's the behavior and the brainwashing. It's not the person.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
it's not meant. So
All right. What's your lie, girl?
my lie is that my dreams have to be hard or far away, which I've done before, but I wanted to share the result of that because the result of that is that we might be buying our like kind of dream home next step house where we would be able to host people like a B&B, and there's a cottage that we could rent out, and like we could have like pizza pop-ups or like dinner because it can be also classified as like a restaurant, this like historic building. But so we're dreaming of that, taking action towards it, and it feels so close. Um, and like, but also the lie of like my book, like I can just put things out into the world. I can just publish books. It doesn't have to be hard and serious and like something that's really far away. But so this is my book.
So proud of you.
Thank you. It says the title is Slow Dancing to New Dreams, and it's listed under Samantha B. Love, and it's on Amazon. So you can go ahead and buy it if you want. It's incredible, and it's related to this topic, so that's why I was so excited to show it too. It's like this relationship, I had like this love that crushed me and felt like part of my soul was outside of me, and I just wanted to connect with that person and be with that person so bad, and it didn't work out, and the heartbreak after that, and then the like finding yourself and that like soul freedom afterwards. So it's about that journey, and it actually starts end, middle, beginning, the structure
Oh,
of the book. Yeah, because it
I love
starts with
that.
the end, the heartbreak, the end of the dream of being with that human and the way that it felt. And then it begins with I mean, it ends with the beginning of living life with the one person that, yeah, that you'll always have, which is yourself. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
redirecting.
I love it. I love it. I got mine. I can't wait to read it. It just came. So cute.
Thank you. Yeah, so that's my lie in liberation is that your dreams don't have to be so far away and to like
Yeah.
take baby actions because you might be surprised. Like the houses I wanted were like $900,000, like $1 million Victorian mansion B&Bs, but like we're gonna get something way more accessible where we can still have the same dream, but it's just like the next step. So yeah.
Mhm. I
Yeah.
love it.
Yay! Okay, so we're gonna talk about our we're gonna move into our topic, which is how to move on from a relationship that crushed you. I feel like Amber is familiar
Amber has been crushed. Um,
familiar with this as well.
so yeah, I did. I mean, I think the last relationship I got out of was like pretty crushing just because it was like the start of like a second, like I like just ended one life that I thought was gonna be forever and then started a second life and like kind of started that one thinking like, oh no, this is forever. And then so when it didn't work out, it was very crushing.
Mm.
But I do think that, there's a lot of steps you can take to get through that. And I think you just learn so much from exiting those kind of relationships because it really like shakes like your foundation to the core. And then like you kind of like have to put your life back together because you're starting over. And it's like, well, what is life going to look like now without this person,
Yeah.
without my routine, without all the things that were occupying my time before? But I think you can really learn so much about yourself. And if you haven't done that yet in your life, like if you're not centered and you don't know all that about yourself, like I hadn't really, it's a really beautiful experience and like some really great things can come from that heartache that you thought was going to crush you that maybe did but then led to like maybe like the happiest part of your life.
Yeah. Yeah, but it definitely doesn't feel like that in the moment. Like, yeah,
No, it's
no.
so hard. It's so hard. And you think you're never going to get over it and you're never going to be happy again and you can't picture yourself without this person. But like one thing I've learned these last like almost 5 years is like life changes, period. That's it. We try so hard to hold on to control and to like know what's going to happen and like to keep things the same, especially when they feel good. But inevitably, everything ends in life, everything changes. And like just embracing that really helps. And it can help you kind of move through those like really hard times.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a poem in here. I don't know what page I should have looked it up, but it's like it's so dramatic. It's like yeah, it's so dramatic. It's like
So dramatic.
it is. It's like don't worry, dear. I know you'll find um don't worry, dear. Oh, so long, dear. I know you'll find more. Don't worry about me. I'll just be here on my floor.
Oh. And I think
Like,
it's so relatable. Everybody's felt that, right? Where you're just like so sad. And that's normal. So, like, how do you get past that? Like,
yeah.
we know, and I think most people know, like, it will end, right? Like, you will move on. Life goes on. It always does.
Yeah.
What's meant for you will be there for you. It won't, I really believe that. I don't think it's going to be hard. I think
Yeah.
it's something that stays.
Yeah. Like when you find the right person.
Yeah, but it's so hard to like know that when you're going through the thick of like your emotions.
Yeah, when you're currently feeling like a squashed bug, you
Hmm.
it's interesting because people go through that experience at such different ages, and I think that's so like you and me. Like my like crushing heartbreaks were all like in my 20s. And I feel like yours were later because that's just the way it worked out. And it's
Yeah.
it's interesting how like it doesn't matter what age you are or like what stage of life you're in, it feels so unbearable. Um, and it feels like you're never gonna get past it. And it just holds this weight and this heaviness around your life. And I think the hardest part is like what you said of you kind of create this version of your future in your head with this person, and then you have to let go of that idea of the future, like all those plans, all those things. It's like, oh, none of that is gonna happen anymore. Like all of those things I was looking forward to. And then so it does kind of feel like you're just standing in this blank hallway. Um, but that's where it's amazing because now you're in the creator seat. Like, and
Yeah.
that's again, not to like always refer to my book, but that's like what I found in that moment because I like stumbled into this thrift store with my friends in Philly and I bought this typewriter and these poems just like flowed out of me and it was like the very thing that was like the cause of my heartbreak was the thing that healed me. Like that same heart was the thing
Mm,
that put me back together again. And like
yeah.
yeah, I think the first step if you're like in that phase right now, whether it's a divorce or just a breakup or is to really like kind of romanticize it in a safe and healthy way. Like allow yourself to listen to the sad music, allow yourself to
Mhm.
write the bad poetry, allow yourself to like go for a walk and like see a bench with a dedication with two names on it and like fucking cry. And, like and like allow yourself to like wallow and be like pathetic and be
Mhm.
like, oh, never get that. Like you have to, it's such a rite of passage. Like romanticize it and really like get in there and like teach yourself like you are safe to experience those big emotions. You are safe to be so close to your heart. And
Yeah. So
yeah.
I think that's so important because I think there's definitely like stages. And the
Mhm.
first stage when you feel like that and you're so upset, I think people have like some knee jerk reactions. Like one is just to like keep pushing through and pretend like everything's okay. Like it didn't matter, you didn't care, like nothing's gonna change, like whatever.
Yeah.
Two, to rebound and go automatically just try to replace this person and then to like show you don't care. That way you're not lonely, that way you don't have to deal with it. So I think those things are all fine initially. Like if you want to go out and be toxic and just go hook up with somebody, great, do it. Like
Yeah,
if you want
do
to just
it.
like yeah, if you want to bury yourself in work, do it. If you want to stay in bed for a day and just cry and watch The Notebook and think about how lonely you are and sad and like eat ice cream or not eat anything at all, like do
Do
it.
it.
But like so like have these like week or two where you're just kind of all over the place, you know? But then
Yeah.
I do think you do need to hunker in and I think you do have to like process those feelings and like just acknowledge like yeah, this was hard, this is sad, I did love this person, my life is changing and I'm sad to lose it, whether the
Yeah.
person was mean or what, you know, but just like
Yeah.
acknowledge that grief because it almost feels like grief and like process it, like heal from it, do things that, and then like concentrate on yourself. And I know that's so hard because people are like, you should really be alone for a while. Like everybody said to me, like, you know, like you were married for so long and then you got right into a relationship. You should really be alone. And the last thing I wanted,
Me.
what, yeah, you, everybody. And the last thing I wanted was to be alone, you
Yeah.
know?
Which is
Um,
why you should be alone.
yeah, and you know
Yeah.
what? But like I did. Like I
Yeah.
did. And it was really hard because honestly it was the first time in my life I was alone. But like
Yeah.
I feel like it was so important because like when I get into a relationship next, like I'm going to be ready for it. I'm not going to have any of those feelings left behind. I'm not going to pull in triggers or emotions or like fears that I had with my ex partner. I'm going to try really hard not to pull them into my next relationship. And I
Yeah.
don't think I could have done that if I just jumped right into a relationship so I wasn't alone.
No, you would have been a complete mess. Men do this all the time. So if you're listening, do not date a man who is like less than a few months out of a divorce or
Mhm.
weeks out of a long-term relationship. You're just
Yeah.
asking to like be their therapist. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. Like even Ben, like he had been in a long relationship and then moved and broke up and was like working on himself. But I even was like, I don't know if that's enough time for me. And it had been like months and he had been going to therapy and like doing all these things and moved states and like he was putting in the work and I still was like, I don't know, this might be too like you might not be ready and that's okay. Like there's an abundance of love and people and also like if someone's not ready they could be ready later and not to hold out for them, but just like, like being realistic with your heart and like respecting yourself. But I think, yeah, when you are so adverse to like being alone,
Mhm.
that's when you end up with someone who is horrible. And that's not what anyone
Yeah.
deserves. Yeah.
And when we say being alone, like I don't mean like just like isolate yourself in your house and like do
Yeah.
nothing, but like like
Yeah.
romantically, like go out. Like I kept myself busy. Like I made a ton of new friends. Like I was going out. I was having fun experiences. Like
Yeah.
I was like talking to men, but not like forming relationships or you know what I mean? Like trying to
Yeah.
like open up to people. So like it's important like, you know, like working out, doing whatever makes you happy. So like I think like first stage is like do whatever unhinged stuff you want to do that makes you feel better. Or like
Yeah.
block it out of your mind, but then like actually like sit with it and like acknowledge it and like just like know that it hurt you and that's okay. And I think another important thing which I think really helped me was like to cut all communication with my
Yeah.
ex, like no
Lot,
social media following,
lot.
yeah, no text messaging, no calling. Like I literally like would have people come up to me and say, oh my God, did you hear what so and so did? He's becoming unhinged. And I'd be like, nope, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to know anything he's doing. I don't want to know. I don't care. I don't want it in my life. I don't want it in my head. Right.
Yeah.
And so, like, I think, like, really, and it's hard because some people are like, well, stay friends. It's okay. But, like, if you really need to move on, like, you have to cut that communication.
Yeah, I remember when I first moved here, I dated someone who was a great person, and we did a lot of like future tripping really early on in the relationship. And then when it ended, he like came over to help me install a chandelier and like he there were a few things he like told me he would help me with. And then after we broke up, I wasn't expecting that to happen. I was like, I'll just find another dude to do it. But like but like he would text me and be like, "Hey, like I can come over today after work and like install the chandelier or like do this, hang your curtains." And I was like, "Oh, okay." But like I wish I and at the time it was like I still was hoping we would like get back together, I think. But I wish I was like, "No, it's okay." You know? Like I can walk down the street and find some random person and be like, "Will you help me hang curtains?" And they would be like, "Sure."
I mean, I have guys I've gone on one or two dates with, and I like complain about like my lawn and something, and they're like, "I love doing yard work. I'll come over. Like, I'll come do it. What do you need?" Like, or like I'll say
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I have to do this in my house, and I don't know how to do it," and they're like, "I know how to do it." and not
Yeah.
and not that I let them. I don't let them,
Oh, I love
but
them.
I know I'm like maybe I should.
I
But
love them.
it's nice to like hear and stuff. But I do think it is.
Yeah.
It's like stop relying on that person. Stop the communication. And like that doesn't mean I mean like I don't know, do you, but like you could be friends with them down the road. But
Yeah.
like you're really not gonna heal until you just like,
No.
you know, cut ties.
Yeah, especially if any part of you is like hoping to get back together because
Yeah.
like it was months later and then I was in a relationship and I was actually like really happy in that relationship at the time and like I called him to ask a question, like a legal question because he was a lawyer. So like and he told me specifically like call me anytime, any doesn't matter if we haven't talked in forever. Like if you have a question about like something like this, that's my expertise, like you can call me and I would be happy to talk to you and help you. So like I did, and it was fine. And it was very chill. And like it didn't make me wish that I was still with him. It didn't make so like that is possible, but like when we first broke up and he came back
Yeah.
over, like I was still kind of hoping like, oh, maybe we'll get back together. And it's like, no, I should have just no. Um, but yeah, I think the other thing too, if you're like feeling crushed or you still have part of you that is like recovering from being crushed from a big relationship or a big love that you had, use it to be creative. Like
Mhm.
if you that energy, it's energy and it wants to be in motion. So like the only time sadness or depression or feeling hopeless or despair, the only time it's like an issue because those are all very human things. Like being
Yeah.
sad is human. You don't have to take a pill for that. It's okay
Mhm.
to be sad. But what is beautiful and what is healing is using it to create art, using it to create something. So if you're like, I'm not creative, I'm not artistic, whatever, like just get a like a color book, like a coloring book. And like color that in, like get a silly one that's like big and for kids, but like do, just let it flow out of you in a creative way in some way. And that is how it will heal you. And like it's but you can't kind of get trapped in that. Like it's kind of like the tortured artist. It's like
Mhm.
you use it to express your emotion and get those intense emotions out and make art with it and set it free. And then you train your mind to focus on what you want to create more of in your life. Because when you switch your mindset of like, this person was my greatest love to I am my greatest love and I am love, then everything in your life becomes an extension of love, like a butterfly you see or a beautiful tree
Mhm.
swaying in the wind and like you engage in your senses, you become present, everything becomes an example of love. And this is why when it comes to like love and relationships, I always kind of bring the conversation back to like, what are your beliefs for yourself in this world, in this life? Like, do you believe that you are alone and everything's up to you, or do you believe that there's a higher power that like loves you and that is taking care of you and watches out for you and like everything is meant to be and you can trust and relax? And whether God is a woman or a man or whatever for you, like, do you have something, angels, ancestors, like whatever it is that that you can trust and let go and like know that this life is beautiful. I had a friend, I was so lucky because I had a friend say to me a couple times when I was crushed and in my bug state, he was like, Sam, your life is big and beautiful and long, and this is just one hard moment in that
Mhm.
beautiful life. And it would help me be like, oh my God, you're right.
Yeah.
Like
Well, when
I,
you think about it like that, and then I think like too, like being creative, I think is so important because like if you do something creative or pick up a new hobby, like something that makes you feel good, you can actually be like, wow, like this would have never happened if we hadn't broke up. I would have never done this. I would have never found this out about myself. So like anything positive that like comes from that breakup, I think is like really good. And then like another thing too, I feel like what you were saying is like just realize like I think for me it was important to like one take accountability for like the things that I had brought into the relationship that I shouldn't have, the thing like the emotions that I let get out of control, insecurities that got brought out of me, and like accountability for letting things go on longer than they should have in a relationship that wasn't healthy. But then, two, was also really reflecting on things that like my partner had done to me, said to me, positions he had put me in that I wasn't comfortable in, and like really like acknowledging them and like stop romanticizing what I thought the relationship was. I think it's important to be honest. It's like you think it was, this great love, my long lost love, my romantic, innocent love. But then if you really say, like, all right, let's actually look at the relationship. Let's look at how you were treated. Let's look at the things that happened. Let's look at the arguments. Like, you stop romanticizing it so much, and you're just like, you know what? Like, this had to end. This should have ended because you know the love you're capable of, the compassion, the empathy. And if you can look at that relationship that like you're heartbroken over and realize that your partner isn't capable of those things, it's like
yeah,
you wouldn't be created to be able to give that love if there's not somebody out there who can also give it back to you. So why settle for a relationship like that, you know?
yeah. Like what a sad, that's such a sad belief to hold that like you
Yeah.
or that there's not a person in this world who would treat you the way you deserve.
Mm-hmm.
You have
Because
to
you
settle.
Yeah, because you can get sad. And I think like after like the initial shock or like the initial like what am I going to do kind of wears off, like you look at it and you're like, like that person was never really capable of meeting me where I was.
Mhm.
And that's okay because he'll be capable of meeting somebody else where she is, at like almost like a lower vibration. They just need less from each other. They just provide less for each other. And it's like my love is so unconditional and full, like, why would I ever settle for a life with somebody who couldn't offer that back?
Yeah. Yeah, so good.
And
I
women
love
and women forget that. They forget that they deserve to have that because it
yeah.
feels so intense sometimes, or you just get so caught up in something.
Yeah, or like I can't believe that they could be with someone else when they couldn't treat me right. How could they be with someone else? They probably treat them right. And it's like, what was wrong with me? And that's not at
Mhm.
all the truth. Not at all the truth. It's like someone else who has less self-respect than you, someone else who will tolerate more than you, someone else who is a poor, unfortunate soul who doesn't know what's coming.
Well, and maybe even another partner who doesn't need as much from their partner. Maybe
Yeah.
somebody who does like less of a connection or an emptier like connection, or a relationship that's more transactional than actually a partnership, like everybody's different. So yeah, I think like really realizing that like you deserve better.
Yeah, I will say as well, when you're in that crush state, I remember do not watch the YouTube channel of that guy who talks about no contact.
I haven't watched it.
There is this video, this YouTube channel where this guy talks about like how to get your ex back and like go no contact, the no contact method, and like you don't talk to them. Basically, it's like you don't talk to them for 30 days and you will hear from them by the 45th day. And it's like because people start to miss you, they start to forget details of the relationship, they start to romanticize, they start to second guess their opinions because they thought they'd feel so free and meet so many people and now they haven't. And so there's a chance they might want you back. It's like, do not do that. Do not fall for that stuff. Another thing I used to do, yeah, it's like,
And it's
because
so sad because instead of healing and moving on, you're waiting and you're like,
yeah,
oh,
you're
I'm almost there. I'm
waiting.
almost there. And it's like, well, what are you waiting for? This bad relationship to come back to you? Like,
Yeah, like there's a reason it ended. And
mhm.
another thing that I used to get sucked into sometimes was like OCD magical thinking like oh I found a feather and I asked my guides like if we're meant to be and we're gonna get back together let me see 444 today. Yep.
Well, I was so into signs, and especially my last relationship, when it came back and it was a relationship, from someone I had a previous history with, like, I
Yeah.
just thought everything was a sign. And it was just such a sign that we were supposed to be together. And, like, maybe we were, and maybe like we
Yeah.
were supposed to be together to get each other through like a certain period of our life and a time in our life. But like, I don't look for signs anymore. Like, I'm not like, oh, this person, that's a sign, or like, oh, this is a sign, I should contact them again. If I see something that reminds me of that person, I'm
Yeah, like no. I
like,
love
no.
signs. Yeah, I love signs like for yourself, like a sign
Yes, because
about yourself, but not
yeah,
about other people. Because you just
yeah,
can't, yeah, you never know what someone is gonna do. You can't control them. You don't want to control them. So it's like, don't even, yeah, just let
uh,
yourself enjoy signs and feeling that connection to the universe for
and
you.
yes, because signs are a beautiful thing, and I do think the universe or like loved ones have passed, all that kind of stuff, like will guide you. But like when you start to look for it in regards to somebody else or what you should do in a situation, you're just gonna find what you want to find. It's like
Yes,
when
you
you
will.
Yeah, it's like right now I'm shopping for a new car, and the car I have in mind that I want to buy, I'm like, oh my God, I see this car everywhere. Is this a sign
Hmm.
that I should buy it? But it's really just because that's what I'm focused on. That's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm researching. So of course I'm noticing them more. They've always been there. I
Yeah.
just wasn't noticing them. And so it's like when you're looking for signs if the person's coming back or you should get back together, you're gonna find them because that's what you're searching for. So it's like just cut that shit out. It's over, work on yourself and move on because you broke up with that person or they broke up with you for a reason.
Yes. Well, that's such a great point, is like that's what you're focused on. So if
Yeah.
you're focused on like the absence of a person or the absence of a partner or the absence of love, you will find evidence of that. If you focus on I am love, I embody love, this world loves me, then like you will find evidence of that. And so just be mindful of what you're paying attention to. Amber, if you're ready, we'll move into our quick, easy little exercise.
Yes. Yes. Let's
Okay.
go ahead and do that. I have no
Okay.
idea what's happening, so everybody can experience it with me first.
We're gonna jazzercise. Just kidding.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. All right. So obviously you do not want to be driving for this exercise. This is not a replacement for therapy or urgent care or medical care or any of the above. This is just like a tool to have in your tool belt, and it's really gentle and easy. We're not going to get into any deep trauma. But yeah. So I invite you to get into a comfortable position, and when you feel ready, you can allow your eyes to softly close. Allow your eyes to relax, your jaw to relax. Feel your ears and your scalp relaxing, your shoulders dropping and relaxing. Feel your body be supported by whatever you're sitting on. Allow yourself to feel that. Feel relaxed. Let your hips relax. Let your chest relax. Let yourself Ease into your body, ease into the moment with your eyes closed. Feeling connected, you can take an easy breath. Feeling your toes relax. So I'd love for you to think about the time or the relationship in which you felt like it crushed you or it was hard, it was intense, there was a heartbreak or an emotion. And when you bring it to your mind, it might be this thing that is like bright and big and it feels like a lot. So, what we're going to do is we're going to take that bright, big emotion, the memory, the person, all the meanings attached to it, and we're going to allow it to turn to black and white. So, all those memories, all those emotions, that person, we're going to turn everything to black and white. There's no color, it's just black and white. And now we're going to shrink all of those visuals, emotions, memories, shrink it down, down, down. Shrink it so tiny, it's tinier than a mouse. It's so tiny it could fit on the top of a pin, of a safety pin. It's shrunk so tiny, and then we're going to put it in a little box. So put it in a microscopic box, and you're going to tie a little bow on it. You're going to pack up the box with all those emotions and memories. And it's so tiny and black and white, and it's wrapped in this box. And then when you feel ready, you can take an easy breath. And then we're gonna flick that box into the universe. Just flick it and imagine it soaring off into the distance so far that, like in a cartoon, it twinkles when it hits forever away and different galaxy. Flick it away and woo, ding. And you see it twinkle because it's so far away. It's in another galaxy. And now I would love for you to imagine yourself thriving, feeling loved, feeling empowered, feeling happy, being creative, valuing yourself, taking action towards your dreams and letting it be easy, letting you be the center of your world. And I want you to allow those images to be very bright and big. You smiling, you feeling good, you being surrounded by friends who love you, people who love you. You being comfortable being alone in your home where you're safe and loved, you having fun doing creative activities, you having fun walking down the street, waving to strangers, saying hello, and making new friends. Make those images bright and big and colorful. Make them feel warm. Allow yourself to take an easy breath and receive all of the abundance of that trust and peace and relaxation. Anchoring that into your body. And when you feel ready and when you feel good, you can slowly allow yourself to come back to your body, come back to the room. Feeling your fingers wiggle, your toes, feeling the energy flow through your spine. Allow yourself to gently open your eyes when you're ready. Come back to the room.
I love that so much. I have never
Good.
heard of that. And it's just like such a nice, peaceful way of closing out the chapter. You know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
sending it away, all the feelings. It's not an aggressive thing. It's just, that was
No.
beautiful.
Good. Yeah. And you can do
Mhm.
that with anything. If there's something bothering you, a trigger, old emotions that you're like, you know what? I love and respect myself and I'm gonna let go of this old trigger. I don't need it anymore. And then you're gonna pack it up and send it
Yeah,
out into the universe and then allow the vision of what you do want to fill your heart and soul and be bright and in your body. So,
I love that. Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I
So
would say
fun.
my only final thought for it is just if you're going through this, you know, like I hope those steps help. And I think if you have to take your life day by day, like that's okay. And sometimes it feels like that. It's just like wake up and say like, all right, I'm going to get through today.
Mhm.
And every day will get a little easier. You'll find more happiness. And just remember that you will move on and it'll be okay.
Yeah, you'll look back and you'll be like,
Yeah.
wow, I was dramatic and emotional and gray gray. But you'll love and respect that version of you because you're so connected to your heart. And that's like a beautiful place to be. So honor it, be creative, and know that it's temporary. In your big, beautiful, long life, this is just a temporary moment that feels really hard. But it doesn't have to be. We sent it away. And now, yeah, just every day, try to focus on something that you are excited about or something that brings you joy.
Hmm.
But we love you
Yes.
so much. Thank you for being here. Let us know your experience of the practice in the comments. We would love to hear from you. I'll link where you can buy my book, Slow Dancing to New Dreams by Samantha B. Love, in the notes. And you can follow me on Instagram at Sammy B. Love. Make sure you subscribe and give us a 5-star review on Spotify. That would make our day. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.